What is up, Freaks and Geeks? It's your boy Brian here once again with the reviews. As you can see, I am Groot. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, well, as of this taping now, but I got to see it a little early. Not because I'm special or anything, because, I mean, they don't do midnight reviews anymore, but, really cool movie. When everyone sees it, we'll probably talk about it on the next podcast, because some things I need to talk about with that movie. I honestly, truly did enjoy it. But to be honest, I think I might have liked the first movie a little bit better. Which is strange. But this one's still a cool movie too. But well, I'll talk about that later. This is a DC thing. Views of Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash. This is like, I guess, we're heading towards the last 3 episodes of all 3 of the season. So let's start with Supergirl episode entitled Alex, which this episode, the theme of this episode was both Maggie and Kara both love Alex. They both love her to death. But it kind of was like who loved her more a little bit, because the episode is she's abducted by an old classmate, Peter Thompson. I think it was Peter. Peter abducted him, and Peter was the dad. Was Peter the dad? I think Peter was the dad, and it was the son that kidnapped Alex, and he's bitter for some reason that his dad's in jail, even though his dad was a horrible person, killed somebody. He's like, that's not significant. He's my dad. I want him out. So this man planned for a whole year ways to get around John Jones' mind thing, figure out who Supergirl. He already knew who Supergirl was. Kidnap Alex, stalk her and Maggie. Like, this man planned all this out to the point they even interrogate his dad in jail. He knows nothing. They tried to interrogate him. Even have John shapeshift to his dad. Like, no, you're not getting me. And they finally figure out where Alex is. Supergirl goes over, even though Maggie's like, wait, let's assess this first. Because this whole episode started with Supergirl going into a bank after Maggie spent hours on the phone talking to the guy, buttering the guy. They go in, get the crooks. She gets the crooks, and he's like, I almost had them. You literally just... She's upset the fact that, why are we even here? Like, Supergirl can just come in and save the day. But at the same time, apparently, there's the Supergirl law, which they can easily claim, the stress and abuse and be out on the street easier. But that's neither here or there. Kara gets there and finds out it's a trick. And Alex now has 4 hours before her prison is filled with water. Alex, though, is a badass, cuts into her own shoulder to get a tracker out. Gets like a little GPS thing. Oh, so they can find her. That's when Kara finds her and the water gets filled in. And she's thinking she's about to die, and tell Maggie, like, hey, look, this is not in. You're gonna hold on. We're gonna name a dog. We're gonna talk about awful movie. Like, it was so sweet. And Maggie and Alex, like, I think they hit a new relationship point. Eventually, they finally get to... Well, Maggie is about to take your boy's dad out of jail. Maggie finally realized what she's about to do. I was like, I'm all messed up. Kara gets to Maggie, tells her what she's about to do wrong, convinces the Peter Thompson to figure out where is Alex. They finally get there. The thing is filled up with water. She's like floating there. They get her out, and all ends well. While this is happening, your girl, what's her name? Rita, the one that killed Hercules, she's on Earth talking to Lena Luthor, which I'm like, oh, Lena, no, please don't fall for this trap. Please don't fall. And she didn't at first. She didn't do it at first. She's like, as soon as they went to do, like, praise the gods for finding you, she's like, huh. Like, oh, I just need your skin just to give you access to stuff. You're an alien, you lied to me. Get out of my office. Like, I was so proud of Lena. Y'all don't understand. Like, yes! don't fall for the tricks. And then Lena calls Supergirl because apparently Rena comes back and is like, look, I wanted the truth. I just couldn't tell you the truth. So I lied to you. I'm sorry, you lied to me. I'm not gonna really trust you. I'm not going to do business with you either. And Rena comes back to convince Lena to work with her, and Lena calls Kara, but of course Kara's sister's missing. She has all the stress going on, so she's like, can I call you back? And she does call back at the end of the episode, and she's like, I'll figure it out. Thank you, though. We have coffee or whatever. And Lena's working with Rhea, which I'm so, god damn it. You are doing so good, Lena. Doing so good. You're going to get played again, and then you and Kara are going to have a fallout. It's going to break my heart, because it's going to, oh, I can see Tumblr right now exploding with all the anger if they do this. Oh, it's going to be so horrible. I'm going to cry. All in all, this was it was an episode. It wasn't awful by no means, but at the end, I mean, they get the guy, and you couldn't trick. At one point, you couldn't read his mind, like he's blocking you somehow. Then you could read his mind to kind of get like a feel of how his dad would be towards him, and then you're gonna mind wipe him. But make sure you remember that Alex docked him in the jaw. Like, I don't. There were some inconsistencies with that. Just for an episode titled Alex, I was hoping for, to be honest, more Alex, but it was more centered around the love for Alex. That's what the love of Alex should have been the title of this episode. Next up was The Flash, I Know Who You Are, which we finally find out who Savitar is. Now, my opinion, I thought it was going to be Eddie Thawne, Barry Allen, or like a future version of Barry, or Bart Allen as a plot twist. Like, Iris is pregnant and his son comes out as an evil version of him or something. That's what I was expecting. So this episode picks up at the end. They try to figure out who Tracy Brand is. They find her at she's burning on her crew. She's about to quit school. Killer Frost shows up trying to kill them. Cisco is he doesn't want her his friend. She's still his friend. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to lose control. At the same time, like she's far gone. Like, she's so far gone. And Tracy, like, she doesn't think she's worth anything. Like, she's doubting her science and everything. And they finally bring her to the Flash cave or whatever, Flash headquarters, and show her future. Like, you win the Nobel Peace Prize, but that's if you stayed in school. If you help us now, your future odds are will change. Now, for the better or for the worse, I don't know. Try to think. Cisco comes up with a way to like get some blood from Killer Frost after they have the like Kamehameha like back and forth thing. Cisco finally overpowers her, and I mean, before this happened, Killer Frost knew exactly where Cisco was gonna be, knew exactly what Barry was gonna say, knew this whole plan. Like Savitar told this whole thing like he's been there, and Barry's sitting at the home after they defeated Killer Frost and got Joe's girlfriend, possibly new love, fiance, whatever, out because originally he broke up with her. But as soon as she broke up, walks in the door, there's Killer Frost, the kidnapper. Barry's sitting there. He started thinking like, wait a minute. She knew exactly what I was gonna say. He knew all this stuff like he's been. And dawned on him like, oh my, I'm sorry, I have to go. He runs out into the middle of the street. He's like, he says like, you knew this. You knew all this, how strengths, our weaknesses, our love for each other. You knew that not because you seen it. You were there for it. You lived it. When you were me. And he finally gets out the suit to reveal a scarred up, but it's Barry. This whole time, it has been Barry Allen. It's future Barry. God damn it. And then my battery's about to go out, of course, so hold on. And I'm back. And yes, it's daytime. Yes, I've changed shirts. And yes, I'm an idiot for forgetting to charge both my batteries. So I have to wait until this morning to do this. But anyways, it's future Barry. This whole time, it's future Barry. As for reveals, This one was, to me, kind of weak. I mean, they did such a great job with the reveal of Eobard Thawne being Dr. Wells, and Jay Garrick really being Hunter Zolomon / Zoom. This one was kind of like, we kind of all knew it had to be Barry at some point, because even though, to me, it was only 3 people. I think I already said this, but it would either have been Barry, future Barry, Eddie Thawne, because he got sucked into the time stream, maybe some way he got turned to a speedster, or plot twist, Bart Allen, their future son. There's only 3 episodes left, so there's only so much they can do for a backstory for future Barry. And the next episode, they want to erase his present Barry's memories, which, why would you do it? Why would you do that? As for an episode, it's good. It was good. It wasn't really it was Serum Barry, but you also had HR do his thing. You had Cisco kind of had to confront his fear of wanting to hurt Caitlin. Julian kind of becoming more emotional, I guess, to say the least. Joe, finally, and Cecile finally, like, taking that next step in the relationship. Iris was barely in this episode. Wally just, for some reason, came back from somewhere. So they were, like, barely in this episode. It's kind of, it wasn't that bad. I didn't even really notice. But no, decent episode. I was hyped. Sorry, put the other back in, fell out. I was really, really hyped for this episode because I really thought it was gonna be like a whole speedster battle maybe, but it's a slow build. It's a slow build. I'm not gonna lie, the reveal was kind of a letdown. It really was, but I'm crossing my fingers for an epic season finale. Then we go towards Arrow, which everyone's 50-50. Everyone wants Felicity to come back. And everyone's like, that's the whole reason the show started to suck, because it kept centering around Oliver and Felicity. And that's why the season's been so good. Oh, Jesus, computer. That's why the season's been so good, because it hasn't centered around Felicity and Oliver. But this episode entitled Underneath, it kind of, literally is all centered around. There wasn't really no action. Well, there was some action with like explosions and stuff, but this was mainly a story. Oh, way out of frame. This was a mainly story-driven episode. It was focused on both the relationships of Oliver and Felicity, and Dicko and Lila, because Lila has been doing some shady shit with Argus. The whole reason Felicity didn't want to get back together with Oliver because she didn't trust him, and like you watch him, he's literally saved your life multiple times. Like, trust me as Overwatch is one thing, trust me as Felicity is another. Which she did have a point. In the relationship, there has to be trust. So after the EMP blast goes off, Felicity's paralyzed. She can't feel her legs. Oliver is stubborn as hell, so he's like, I have a plan. Let's climb the elevator shaft. That you booby trapped? That you know there's booby traps. That's a horrible plan. Let me figure out a way to reroute power. No. I'm gonna climb the elevator shaft, which he does, and actually pulls his own booby trap, blows himself into like a wall, which, I'm sorry, there is no way like a normal human being should get up and walk away. My man got blown into 2 walls, hit the ground, and had a rebar going to him. Like, this, I understand superheroes are a lot tougher, but god damn. Felicity's like, I hate to say I told you so, but I'll pour this alcohol in your cut here. While all this is happening, the DA's office is going crazy because all these cases Chase did as Prometheus has now been brought into the line. Now criminals might be getting put back on the streets because of Prometheus or Chase's transgressions. So they figure out a way to use Oliver's bike to get power to the computers. Doing so, it caused an explosion, which some pieces go into a methane pipe, which is not good. It's bad. The team figured out that, hey, something's wrong. There's no power at the base, and I can't get in touch with Oliver and Felicity. Something's going on. So they go to Diggle after him and Lila have a nice little conversation about their relationship and trust going back and forth. Trust is really the theme of this whole episode, was trust. Finally, what happened? Oliver finds a way to get out of the bunker, get underground, but there's another dead end. And before he passes out, he tells the truth for once. The reason he didn't want Felicity to become him, making the decisions he made, and the whole reason he puts on this, the whole reason he has a team, was based off a lie that he enjoys killing people. And during all this, there was a few flashbacks, just literally right before, I guess, season 5, or I guess the prequel to season 5, when Oliver still was wearing the sleeveless suit, he got a little cut. He's like, I'm thinking of getting Kevlar line suit. Yeah, Kevlar line sleeves. So that was the whole reason he went from the sleeveless to sleeves, because of a small little cut. Curtis is a smooth motherfucker. He brings in, he had Oliver pick up his Chinese food, and he's like, oh, I have to go. I have dinner with Paul, so I have to go. There's wine in the garage, by the way. Bye. Like, slide something. Eventually, they finally get a way to get to Oliver. There's methane in the whole building, so if the power comes back on, it's gonna level half, a good chunk of that part of town. Eventually, they figure out to get them out, get the power, turned on safely. After Lila replicated Curtis's T-Spears, which Diggle's not happy about that. Like, you stole this? Eventually Lila's like, look, these are all the things I've done. This is all the files I have. I'm giving you trust because you don't trust me. And he's like, I didn't think about it that way. It was something around those lines, because she did bring him, you follow Oliver every single time. You with blind trust, and you do it. What about me? I'm your wife. And he's like, didn't think about it like that. You're right. Which look, men, we're idiots. Don't fight with your woman. You're not going. Even when you're right, you're wrong. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Simple. A happy wife is a happy life. It is very simple. Oliver and Diggle need to learn this. Just don't argue. Even when you're right, you're going to be wrong. She's going to make your life miserable. For the next few days, you're going to be on the couch. You're going to come home. She's going to be cold to you. Now, unless, y'all both very chill. Y'all could actually argue about it and then say, I love you too, and be done with it. So, trying to think. That was really it. They apologized to each other. Oliver, he'll be back on his feet soon. Adrian, however, has tracked down Oliver's son, William. And this man, Adrian Chase, is without a doubt one of the best villains in DC right now, in DC TV right now. I think that was really it. They had sex in the bunker, which Felicity, she's not ready to get back with Oliver. But no, that was the whole episode. This whole episode was literally about trust and about both Diggle and Lila and Oliver and Felicity's relationships. That was it. Yeah. So, I guess, I don't know, I would say Flash was the winner this week when it comes down to episodes, because I didn't really, I hate the whole Felicity Oliver thing. I just want them to be friends and move on. Supergirl, you had a guy that literally planned the whole year how to beat you. An average guy, an average Joe, plan the whole year. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, this week was a bit of a letdown. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully next week's better. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Also, I noticed our subscribers gone up to like 92, which means we're only a few away from 100. So please like this video and share it to more of your friends. Like, we would gladly take 100 subscribers for 100 people for us to watch us, whatever. I have to get ready for work in a little bit. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, as you saw earlier. Really good movie. We'll review that at some point. Someone got into a car accident. I think that's really it. I have to go. Unfortunately, go to work and not kill anyone. Hopefully. So, as always, thank you guys for your likes, dislikes, subscribes. You watch for 30 seconds, I don't care. Thank you. And I guess stay geeky, my squires. I don't know. It's a work in progress. I'm sorry. This is awkward. I'm not awkward. I mean, I am awkward, but not awkward. Damn it. All right. Goodbye.